and it kept poking, like poking. Joe, it kept poking, like the side
Oh,
of my cheek. It kept like that.
you are. There's something wrong with you.
God,
Oh
my
God.
husband ever
Does
watches.
your
I
husband?
mean, he
Dad,
watches some of them.
I was gonna ask that question just now.
You know what the thing is? He just knows me so well. He wouldn't put it past me.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. It's just he just
Yeah.
knows me that well.
That is just hilarious. He's pretty
Was it
funny.
good? Was it? Hey,
Sometimes you come up with
this
some
is why
pretty
it's
wild
not
stuff.
a children's show. I mean, I can't. I
Just
could. I mean, I teach children art. Guys, don't. I have been doing it for years.
yeah.
I've been teaching art
Excuse me.
since I can remember. I always helped people with art, you know. Even in
Hmm.
college, my professor would let me go around the room and help other people. Just simple things, whatever, beginner stuff, you know. Or to me, it was beginner stuff at least.
Hi, Debbie. Debbie's in here.
Debbie Harms,
Yeah.
would you like to come in, Debbie?
Yeah. Let me get
This is
set
an
up.
open chat,
Hey,
Debbie.
Matt. Oh,
You can
Matt's
come on the
already up in
Zoom,
there.
but you have to know we are live on YouTube. You
Yeah.
can cuss, but there are certain subjects we prefer you not to bring up.
Right.
Well, just the one, actually. I could
Yeah.
care less. Mm, I,
Let me
I shouldn't
do this
care
and
if
I'll
you
put the
do, but
link in here real quick.
we have to wait till what, November to get our strike removed? So we got to be good
Yeah,
until Christmas.
November.
Well, I would believe that we have to be good until Trump is in office, you know, then everything's gonna. Did you end up listening to the Kamala interview? Was that what you
I
were
didn't
listening
get to listen to it all.
but you heard some of it?
I do need to hear more of it. Because
I
but
couldn't even couldn't pull it
it's, it's one of those cringe things.
up. Is that what I was doing cringing?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, come on, it is. It's one of those cringe things, right? I mean,
Listen,
can you
did she
handle
have
her?
a gill this time? Because sometimes, when she was in the Northeast on
Mhm.
Colbert's show or whatever, she didn't have a gill or whatever the fuck that thing is, or a mask or whatever the hell you want to believe it is. Okay. Sometimes
Right.
she has it, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes those eyes are as cold as ice. I've never seen it before like that. And my father and my brother, personally, and myself, all have very, very, very dark eyes. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Nothing right about that woman or man or thing or whatever you want to call it. So, did Debbie want to come in or what? What did she
No,
say?
I'm
Oh,
pasting
Matt.
it
Matt
now.
could come in. Well, why don't you give out the number?
I'm doing it. I just did.
Okay.
Okay. There you are, guys.
There you go. I'm gonna pin that.
Okay.
I'm gonna pin that.
Sometimes, hey man, I'm a little slow, man.
I'm
But
a little slow.
there's other
Well, it's
places that
really late for
I
you. I
share
took a
to too.
nap. What?
There's other places I was sharing to too. So I did
Okay.
that and
I
then
didn't
I
even
did
share yet.
this.
But
Yeah,
this
two
is
more
an
places.
open chat. We're gonna get out some news, and then you guys are able to chat around, chat around, chat up and up again.
Yeah. I know it's all about her and Debbie, how she broke the system, how the system is broken. They keep forgetting they're the ones that broke it. And how did they break it? By not following the rules. That's all.
Social Security changes for 2025. The Epic Times.
Mhm. Of course.
It is
But it
happening.
wasn't only the Democrats in Congress that broke the immigration system. It was both sides
Well, first of all, no, no,
broke
no.
it.
First of all,
They both promised to fix
who?
it.
It wasn't our government that spent a penny on these people to get here. Who did that?
No,
Who did that? Who? Who was the number one man they kept saying were paying for those
Soros.
caravans?
Soros.
Soros. Now,
Hmm.
I want to get this straight out.
Hmm.
I personally believe Soros is older. Ain't no 16-year-old Nazi hero.
No, well,
Maybe,
hmm.
maybe.
Well, the old man died, right? George
No.
Soros died, and his
Well, I know
grandson
he's
has
dead.
taken his place.
I know I felt it when he died. I was like, holy shit, something happened, something good. I swear it was the only time I ever felt like that. So it's not like I'm like some kind of mystic. No. But I remember saying it to them about 3 summers ago,
Yeah.
right? 2 or 3 summers ago. I woke up in this mood and was like, oh man, something's like, wow, something's gone. And the first thing that came to mind was Soros. And these people, they always say, believe yourself. And it's not confidence. It's because I'm so connected with them that I believe myself because they're telling me what's like we're a combination. The
Hmm.
energy flies through us all. Gold adornments probably help, you
Yeah.
know?
Gold is a gold is gold
Transmitter,
has something to do
conductor.
with our health.
I keep saying gold gets out pollution.
Hmm.
I
There you
believe
go.
that Trump may be his tint because he digests or ingests gold somehow.
Hmm.
It's a purifier. And I'll tell you something, you guys are gonna laugh. I mean, because this is funny, but I always relate it to like these TV shows or books or because they shove it in our face. Um, there's a Doctor Who uh, enemy, the Cybermen, and they don't really use it. I don't remember if they used it in the recent ones, but in the old ones from the 70s, which I trust more, right? Because it's old, I trust it, not the new crap as much. The Cybermen, you could suffocate them by sticking gold in their one of their systems, electrical
Hmm.
systems, which is odd because gold is a conductor, but yet it
Yes,
suffocated them. So
it's
what
the
if it
best
just played an
conductor.
opposite role with humans?
It's the best conductor.
It is the best conductor. It is. Mr. T must be one of the smartest
And
people
we
in the
and
world.
we
He doesn't
hear,
even
like you said,
realize it.
we hear vibrations. That's how we hear.
Yes.
So that, and I
Well,
think
that's what
it's a cure of some kind. Has something to do with curing us. That's why those. Do you think that's why they made those every on the buildings, the dome tops made out of gold, because it was some kind of curing
have
thing?
you been listening to me? The whole church itself
Mm.
was not just it was a healing place. It was a place where they created energy from
Mhm.
sound. Think of when people sing. Why is
Yeah.
there choir? Why are there organs? Did you ever ask these questions? They were humongous organs in these churches with
Yes, they
you
were.
can't duplicate these rose windows. Rose windows, their designs. What's his name? William Territz, I want to say. He's like some kind of physicist. He always claims something about this rose patterns. I might be saying his name. It's Terrence, I believe. And he always says something about these rose the it has with our DNA, it has with sound, it has with frequency. It's the pattern of life. And these are what you would find. I'll get you pictures. These are what you would find in these churches, right? But on usually the organs are on the second floor, usually, not all the time. If there's like a choir stand or whatever, and there be that window. Now those windows now are, glassed up, usually stained glass. But back in the day, we believe they were open because if you were able to control the water, the rain and whatever, you can control it not to go above the church, right? Because there's an oculus in these old churches, a dome, and some of the oculuses have been closed up, I believe, because you'll still see the domes with like a round
Mm.
top.
Right.
Okay. Some of these are guesses, but a lot of there has been scientific studies. I even remember this one woman going in, recording, doing all these recordings in these churches and seeing how frequency and vibrations. She
Hmm.
had like the fork, the bing, the
Yep.
fork, the tuning
Tuning
fork.
fork.
Thank you. I
Mm.
got it right in a second.
God.
He looks so
The
smart. Buffalo.
Hologeum in Malta has the best acoustics ever recorded. It was carved out of rock like 3,000 years ago.
Boom. Very good. Yes, there
You
are
could
things.
whisper, and you can hear it 100 yards away.
I believe there's more to that. There's
Oh, of course. The sound is like I
Hmm.
told you, it's 1.6 megahertz. That's what they say on Skinwalker Ranch when the aliens appear
Hmm.
and vortexes appear. So sound has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Disrupts the magnetic waves.
And it soothes the
what I
savage
believe.
beast.
Yeah,
That it
along
does.
with that,
There you go.
there was an old art that has been destroyed with real teleportation. But it's not, it's like walking through a wormhole more. It's not like your body atomizes and then comes back, not it's not that Star Trekky. I don't know, they
Yeah.
probably do have shit like that, but for the most part, it's like you walk through a wormhole. It's
A portal, they
a
call it
portal.
too. Yeah.
And they, I mean, I remember reading 20, 30 years ago that these things existed around the world. They made it seem like it was real. And then I never read about, maybe it's even longer than 30 years ago, but, and then I never saw anything about it again. And I remember reading that MIT figured out how to move objects without touching them and move them through time. And all this shit disappeared, all these sciences. We never went back to the moon.
Right. That
I,
was weird.
I think the
That
aliens,
was
because
weird.
when Buzz Aldrin made it public that on the dark side of the moon before they landed, the first moonwalk, he saw
That doesn't
alien bases and they
that doesn't
said, do not come back anymore.
that doesn't make sense.
That's Buzz Aldrin said it. I
No,
didn't
no, no,
say
no,
it.
I know, but it doesn't, it's a lie because they knew at least they knew prior to Roswell that there were aliens. They were
Well, yeah.
right.
Yeah, it wasn't
The
the first one.
Masons had to know. Okay, the Masons were the ones in control. What was the Project Blue? It's always blue. It was
Blue
blue
Book.
something. Blue Book.
Yeah,
Facebook, Blue Book. Yeah.
that
It's
was
it's
the Air
no
Force. Yeah,
coincidences. It was Project Blue Book, right?
yeah,
Where
absolutely.
everything was kept silent. The CIA took charge of it. I mean, this is going back. So you have paintings from the Gothic era of and prior from the Middle Ages yet of flying saucers. Then of course, never mind, the etchings in South Paris and the what is that? Are you
I
getting a
don't
phone
know.
call, Matt?
Somebody's buzzing bad.
That's me.
He's getting a
Oh.
phone call.
Somebody's calling me.
Hmm.
You have the cave drawings and all this.
Yeah.
You know that there's aliens and different
Oh,
figures.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously in spacesuits and
Hmm.
in spaceships. And these carvings, and you know what's great? They cannot tell. They think they know, but you cannot carbon date rock.
I don't believe
You cannot. And look,
an
I'm getting called
indoctrinated
back.
science. Is that my sister? Tell her to go away.
I'm
Could be, you never
trying to
know.
tell this guy go away. You got to hang on a second, peeps.
Man. So I want, have you ever heard of the Nazca lines?
Yes.
So how were those made? They said it was the ancient people made those. I don't believe that. No way. No
See,
fucking way. They're too
there's
big.
a very simplistic more even simplistic than alchemy and chemicals. It's something to do more with the earth, the cores, the atmosphere, the rocks, the geology of it, some of the geometry. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. I mean, because it's so old fashioned, drawing these big lines in dirt. Stonehenge.
Lines. They're actual pictures of things.
I know.
One's a monkey.
I know. The spider, the monkey.
There's
What else is
something else.
there?
I can't remember.
You have to start sharing on your computer. Google it and share it.
Well, I should try. I got to figure out how to do all that stuff.
Really, Joe, you know how to share and you know how to Google. Asking for a friend. Does
Yeah.
Kamala only own one pair of earrings?
Right?
That is one thing I've heard already. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. Everybody was talking about it in our chat, in our own chat. You see people watch it. I can't even bother. I can't be, I know it's fake. It's fake, people. It is faker than fake can be. Do you like my background?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do, do. Well, that
I like the Trump. I like when Trump is up on there.
yeah. Well, I could make you a Trump background. I like your ragged background.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Oh, they said there was only a few of them.
If you what?
A few of the Nazca lines.
Well, I think there's a dozen or half a
No,
dozen.
they said they found 168 more
What?
ancient images in Peru.
How could that has to be all of Peru? Those things
They're
are
all
like
over they're all over this fucking
they're
this
like
hill.
I believe 1,000 or so feet.
Four new Nazca lines. Oh man,
Look at
hell
like an
yeah.
average size one and see how big it is. Like an average size, I believe it's 100 feet. That's huge.
They're big.
What did I miss?
We're talking about the Nazca lines.
Oh yeah, they're freaking huge, and they can only be seen by the sky. Now, why would they do that thousands of years ago if they had no flying vehicles?
Right. It's from
Exactly.
it's a bird's eye view. That's exactly right. It doesn't
And
make
that's
sense.
all. You cannot see what it is from the ground. It just looks like little scratches in the ground. But from the air, you can see the actual pictures, and there's tons of them.
They're let's see. The needle and thread is above 2,800 feet long. Damn.
Yeah. 8,000?
2,800
2,000.
feet long.
I said
That's
about
the
a
longest one.
1,000 feet, so that was
Yeah.
an average.
It's like 9 football fields,
Yeah.
Correct.
plus
The,
another 100 yards.
the Empire State Building is 1,250 feet tall. So
And the
it's
Freedom
twice the
Tower is
size.
1776.
Yes,
Well,
it's
what I'm saying is this is twice as tall as that. Twice as long as that is tall.
It's
Did you
insanity.
share to Chrissy? I'm sorry, Joe. Can
Yeah,
you share? You did?
yeah.
What happened to Debbie?
Want
Debbie
me to
was
share
going to come in.
the
Debbie's
link?
still in the chat. I don't know. She says her hair is a mess. That's cute.
Who's
Join
this?
the club. I got 90% humidity here, and I got hair thin as angel spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up in the morning and I look like Einstein with long hair.
Well, I used to be a bag lady Biden lover, so beat that. Try to beat bag lady Biden lover and say that 10 times fast, huh?
No.
No. Um, yeah, I could still do it, but I'm not messing up my hair right now. It's being calm and nice to me.
Yeah, it's looking good today.
Oh, Thanks.
Well,
like your
come
shirt.
on.
You look you look Floridian.
I have
Some
a
people can't get away with
Hawaiian
the
shirt
shirt.
on.
That's
I
a
look
nice shirt.
Hawaiian.
I hate what?
I got a Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah. I like that. I don't
Usually I'm in t-shirts.
yeah, I prefer t-shirts, but that one's not so bad. I hate fucking Magnum PI crap.
Well, this got little hula
Just
girls on it too.
oh well that's manly then.
It's a
At least it's
Steve. It's
manly.
actually a Steve Harvey, not a Harvey, a Guy
Okay.
Harvey. He's a fishing
Steve
guy in
Harvey.
Florida. He makes these shirts.
A fishing guy in Florida? Awesome.
Guy Harvey, not Steve Harvey. I
Oh,
misspoke.
thank goodness, Guy Harvey. You know what? He's got himself a sale. I'm gonna get one from
And he
whatever.
does have some good artwork on a lot of his
I like
shirts. I have a
yeah.
few of his t-shirts
I
too.
would get one for John. I wonder if he'd wear it.
It's got marlins on it, man, and stuff. It's
Well,
really
I
cool
don't care
stuff.
about what's on it. I would pick him something darker. But
Yeah, but you see, when you have heat like we have heat, you want a light colored shirt.
Matt, I have been living in Florida for over 9 years.
You're living in northern Florida. You might as well be in Georgia. You're not in South Florida.
I
Big difference.
it's not like I haven't been to South Florida. Give it up, dude.
Shit, man, you guys
Give
can't even
up
fucking
what?
breathe properly. Air's too thick.
Dude,
Something wrong with your
Bang
breathing.
Doug,
That's what
second
it's wrong
gentleman.
with it. That's
I'm
what's wrong with you folks over there. Air's too thick.
No, it's actually too thin, I think.
No, it's too thick. Trust me.
Well, when it's 90% humidity, you can cut it with a knife.
Yes. You know, when I went over there, Matt, and we flew, right? Me and my two boys and my wife.
Well,
And
you're
as soon
on
as
site.
we landed in Orlando. And as soon as they opened the door, man, literally, as soon as they opened the door, it was like the air come rushing in. It was like,
And it
I
feels
can't
like
breathe. You couldn't
they
breathe.
threw a wet, hot comforter over your head.
That's what it
That was the
was.
You
first
guys,
time I ever
Woo.
came to Florida in
Man, that was
1999.
rough.
It's like, wait a minute, it's September.
Yeah.
I came from New York. It was like 40 degrees. It's like not
you know what?
supposed to be this hot.
I lived before I met John, very much so.
I
I'll
bet
just
New
say
York,
that.
I bet New York is like that to me. I
New
bet you.
Yorkers, we just love to argue about anything. It's always an argument. I just want a fucking shirt for my husband. It's like, you gotta get the lighter color in this
All
house.
right. So you already have yelled at your sister. You've yelled at your husband.
Uh-oh.
I mean, what's going on at Carol's house tonight?
What are you talking about? My husband isn't even here.
Yeah.
Your sister
But
just got home from a date.
you just were yelling at him, even though he's not there. And before you were yelling at Michelle. You were. You said, "Go get out of
Me,
here."
me and my husband get along like two peas in a pod. We are the
I
They get
never
best
along
of
pretty
said
good.
friends.
They
you
do get
were.
along pretty good.
Best. Right, Joe? You notice.
Yeah,
You
they
say
do
it.
get along pretty good.
We're just like the best of friends. There is no
Yeah.
beating us. There
Yeah.
is none. I mean,
Right.
look at what I could do. My
Mhm.
husband's like, "Oh, your boobs look good today. Go on, kid."
Yeah. He's a weird man,
Sounds
I'll
like
tell
I
you.
sound with your sister.
Hmm?
Because that's what I tell her. Yeah, you're
My
looking
sister
good.
and I are a
Go,
lot
go.
alike,
Hmm?
except with politics and well, no, we're not a lot alike, I guess.
You're telling me? I've known her for 20 years.
I've known her for 47.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, what's the news about anyhow before we start getting out of I
What is the
shared
news? Well, we
we
talked a
have
little
the
bit about
Obama Obama head, that's what I call him.
Oh,
Saying
he did an interview where he took credit for President Trump's economy.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that one.
That was well, I gave him the
I
policies in
give him the
place, and
best
it
ever.
was the greatest economy that he got ever.
Yeah.
No, Obama gave us an economy that was failing, just like this one is, but only not as bad. This one's failing way worse than Obama's economy, but pretty bad, just like Obama.
And he gave us the start, Obama, of the open border
Yep.
policy, which
Yeah, you
Trump
remember when
shut
gas was
down
so high?
immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gas was already at 3 3 something with Obama. Four, it was four. It was four because I remember I was driving a truck when he was president, and it cost. I
So
mean,
was
to fill
I.
up the
Yes.
truck. Yeah, fill up the truck. It was like $1,500 to fill up the truck.
You're talking about
A
a
semi.
tractor trailer
Yeah,
or
tractor trailer.
yeah,
Yeah,
because you got 250-gallon tanks on each
yeah. I had
side.
mine were fit.
One
Mine were
and
bigger.
two.
I had the bigger tanks, so they were just slightly bigger. So that's why it cost 1,500.
55 then.
Yeah, yeah. So man, that was just it was
We're
like
leaving,
four or
we're
five
leaving
dollars.
Carolyn behind.
Yeah.
And also, the
Hmm.
price of diesel before Obama was the cheapest than the lowest grade of gasoline. And when Obama came into office, diesel was the highest, higher than
That's right.
high octane gasoline.
And you know what? Even under President Trump, it had a hard time coming down. Then
Yeah, I don't know why.
under Joe Biden, it soared again. And gas has been like this,
But diesel fuel is number
but up
two
high.
oil. It's
Hmm.
the same stuff Carolyn knows
Hmm.
that heats your house in the
Yep.
winter up north.
Yep.
It's the
Yep.
same exact stuff. It takes less refining. So
Hmm.
how is it more expensive when it costs less to produce?
It's
And
just
that's
another
why
gimmick for them to take
Yeah,
more of our money.
I'm gonna
good.
explain. I have Charles's little video explaining the petrodollar.
Hmm.
Pretty interesting. It'll be out soon. I gotta redo things. He wants me to do things over, which can be tricky depending, but he's right
You
about
gonna
certain
do a
things.
CBS on it,
What?
like a CBS, like Kamala's interview? Is that how you're gonna change the video? Nah, she's
No.
not getting it yet.
CBS, like Kamala's interview. I didn't watch Kamala's interview.
Oh,
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 you,
I see,
you
I
had to
see, I
hear
see.
about it.
they
He thought
changed it.
okay,
They
gotcha.
Yeah,
changed it
It,
though.
they
it's always
kind of
Make her
fucking
look
fake
changed
to
good.
it.
me, Matt. That's why I don't get things like it's just fake.
But
Just
that's the funny part
believe it.
because it's
Yeah,
so fake and they make it obvious and they lie about it.
Wonder if Sarah's
that's
gonna come.
hilarious.
I feel bad. I have not gotten to my emails, and I have a ton of them. So I'm sorry, guys. I know some of you've emailed me already, but yeah. I'm not good with email. Sorry. I told you, but I will do it. All right. I want to hear about the pop drop. I'm so sorry I named it this. I really am. But I'm not that sorry because
What is the pop drop?
it's not very nice. I shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I
it's not.
shouldn't
Yup,
have.
she left.
It's not.
I'm
It,
laughing.
I don't know. I don't know if it was last night or today, but it was down in I think Argentina. Um, according to TMZ, Liam Payne has died from falling from a hotel balcony in Argentina. He's the former One Direction singer.
One
Oh yeah, I heard
Direction.
that. I heard
It
that.
was
I've heard
Wednesday
of them. Oh
evening.
my God. The
Oh
kid
yeah,
just like
third room floor. You know, hey man, you know what he was on? It was a drug.
oh, he was
He
on
was
a
under
drug.
the
So
influence. That's why he fell. He was under the influence.
yeah, but they
Another
could
another
as it's
band
so
I'm proud I
easy.
never heard one song.
Hmm.
No, neither have I, but it's so easy to be with three or four people, drop something in there in their drink for later, and the guy goes for a free fall. I have seen some really nasty shit.
What
Matt, I'm
about
sure you
Eric
have.
Clapton's kid that fell out like the 26th floor in the Manhattan apartment building?
I
He
That was,
wrote a song about it. Very famous.
I know that was a long time ago though.
Yeah, but 26 stories, a kid unattended in a
You see,
building where the windows are not supposed to open for that very reason.
right, or they're bars, or there are bars on New York windows. It's the law.
Yeah,
It's been the
or
law
they
for
don't
ages.
open at all.
Right. The Empire State Building windows opened.
Well, it's because it was built in 1931.
I know.
When you get
I
modern, you're
loved
supposed
it.
to avoid that shit.
Man, when it was raining, I'd open up the window, put my head out, and be like, "Oh my God!" I'd be waving to the guys washing the windows. I'd also be freaking out for them, but I'd be waving to them, like, "Oh
Yeah,
shit!"
they
My
have a sick
grandpa used to
job.
do.
I don't know about that one, man. I don't
I
know if I
know.
take
My
that job.
grandfather did it. He did it for a 40-story building, 40 stories, I
My
believe.
friend, my father had a friend that was an American Indian that was an iron worker,
Maybe four. Iron
and
worker, yeah.
they were walking without tethers, without safety harnesses back in the day,
Oh, I remember.
50, 40 stories up, and it was like nothing to them. And
Mm-mm,
it's 6 inches wide, the I beams,
mm-mm,
and they're like
mm-mm.
just without a safety rope.
I think Joe is
No,
getting
mm-mm.
vertigo. I
Nope.
have
No,
vertigo, so
no,
like
no, no,
no. I
no.
remember the Indians, the Native Americans would come from Canada. They would hire them.
Mhm.
They would take the bus in. I know because I worked at the bar. This wasn't for bartending. I was a shot girl for a while. Put me through college real quick, real good.
Yeah,
But
girl.
yeah, I was a shot girl. Remember the Snookin' on 86th and 4th? I was like
Yes.
21, 22. Yeah, I was a shot girl there for a while. The girl retired. She was there for like 7, 8 years. And she's like, "Do you want to be the shot girl?" And my boyfriend was bartending. So I was like, at the time. So I said, sure.
You
And
ever do the ice? Do you ever do the ice thing where they pour the liquor down and it gets into the woman's belly
would you
button and then you
stop?
get to drink it out?
I
She
don't
knows what I'm talking about.
particularly
No,
want
I
to
didn't never do
remember
that.
those days. Let us move on. All I was going to say is that, they would come in, they were heavy drinkers, which I mean, how do you get up at 4 a.m.? They were doing the Verrazano at the time, I think, painting it, the Verrazano Bridge, which is just enormous. And they would come in and cash their checks there at the bar. The boss would cash their checks. I
Yeah, as long as it's from a firm that he
it,
knows,
right.
absolutely.
And it
Yeah.
was more it would be cheaper for these guys, and then they drink there, half their money there. So Up was the name of the
Why
guy.
not?
God bless you, pup. You're a good man. But yeah, and yeah, they'd waste half their money there, go home by 7, 8 o'clock, and do the same thing the next day. I mean, these guys were drunks and going on. I don't even want to imagine what they were doing.
When I was driving a truck, the liquor stores cashed the welfare checks
Yeah,
from the locals because then they'd
I
buy the
remember that.
liquor there. And the liquor stores opened at 8 a.m. This is
Yep.
after the Taylor laws. When I was growing up, liquor stores couldn't open on Sunday.
Yes.
Right.
They couldn't
I've seen
open
the
before 12 noon,
seen the
and they had to
papers.
close by 10 o'clock at night.
The
I
liquor
wasn't
store.
around, but I remember seeing old historic books of New York and specifically Brooklyn, but they'd have them in the windows. There was something about pharmacies too, wasn't there?
But there was a lot of stuff about pharmacy.
They would The one that always got me back in the day is that the person that would shave you, cut your hair, wasn't it also like medical?
Oh, I forget the name of the
And
Barber.
I'm
places.
on to something, right? There was something about it. And
Yeah,
that's why
it
they
was
have
a
the red and
weird
white.
name.
They have the red and white
Barber poles,
the poles. I don't know
the
what they're
spinning
really
ones.
barber
Yeah.
poles. Yeah, I guess barber poles. It's red and white for a reason. White to clean you up and red to deal with your
For
blood.
the blood. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
don't know
had to
what
stick
isn't
paper
that
like
strange
toilet
though?
paper on you.
It's always about the blood. Hmm.
That's on the American flag too. That's what the red's for.
Yes, I
Good.
know. Well, that's
That's
American
what the
blood.
red is for on everybody's flag.
Mostly, not everyone.
Hmm,
It's also a
which one?
communistic color.
Jamaica. Look at their flag. No
Jamaica,
red.
I take it.
That's
Mm.
yeah.
So
Most flags that have
Jamaican
red though.
pop drop, which is so bad of me. I'm so sorry, but
You keep
I
saying
tend
that.
I tend to think badly of these people. That's why. That's why I'm not
Oh,
okay. And
wait a
then
minute. So you're connecting One Direction singer to Pop Drop.
Yeah. He's a
Oh,
pop
okay.
singer. He's a pop singer.
Yeah, was
And he dropped dead
oh,
past
by
tense.
you
falling
called me
off of the
slow.
balcony. Pun
New
Three
not
Yorkers, they're
floors.
intended.
He
fucking
should have
pathetic. These
lived.
fucking New Yorkers.
Sorry,
What
Carolyn.
was the? I got to hear about the makeup dude, the
Who
grandson
the
of the
guy
makeup dude.
great grandson from Max
Oh, his
Factor.
great grandson.
Yeah, his name is Andrew Stewart Luster. He's a serial rapist. He
He
drugged
has three first
young women
names.
in college
Stuart
bars in the
Lister.
90s.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Where?
In California, of course.
Oh, well, that's why I never heard of him.
Yeah.
Well, Max Factor is a famous makeup company.
Absolutely so.
They were
And
going to allow his early release. They were going to let him go,
right.
but
I
they
think they already
decided
let
not to.
Hinckley go, too.
Yeah, well, they decided not to because
Well,
he's
oh,
eligible. So
my heart is bleeding right
I
now.
know, right?
Mr. Hey, Joseph Rogers, I'm at home. Oh, because Debbie asked, where's everybody tonight? I'm somewhat in bed, says Mr. Rebel, who is a grandpa. Oh, he's such a cute little baby. He's such a cute
Ooh,
I mean, he's pretty damn big. I didn't see how much he weighed, but he's pretty big. He waited. He didn't want to get out of that cozy, comfy womb of
Yeah,
Rita.
my first son escaped after 7.5 months, and he still was 5 pounds, 6 ounces.
Oh,
They told my wife, "You're lucky." She's a little 110 pound, 5'4". My ex-wife
mm.
yeah,
said if he would have stood in the full last month and a half, he would have been like 10 pounds. It would have been like delivering a bowling ball.
damn,
Well, you're lucky he came out early.
damn.
Florida boy 6 accidentally shoots himself dead after finding unsecured gun.
Oh
That
man,
is sickening. I hate that. I hate that stories. I hate them all. How do you leave a gun within reach of a child?
you don't.
We're supposed to have the Second
Mhm.
Amendment. Florida, especially, you can carry a gun now without a license, without a permit, and they let they put it somewhere where a child could get it.
Well, his great grandfather, speaking of great grandfathers, was arrested and
Yeah,
charged
because he
Friday in
was probably
connection.
the owner of the gun.
Yeah. He was only 72 for a great grandfather. He's not like 90
That's not
something,
bad. I
guys.
mean, he started
No,
early.
72 isn't,
He started
look at
early.
Trump. Trump, go,
There
go,
you
Trump,
go.
let's get on that Trump train and here we go.
Mm.
Sorry.
Carolyn's on something. I don't know.
All the time. I'm high on
All the
life,
time.
baby. Did you see the beginning of the show?
Good God,
Yes,
he's
I
crazy.
was. And then you got to go out for the. What were we talking about there at the beginning of the show?
Mm.
I remember. I want you to say it.
I'm not saying nothing. All I said is nothing.
Nothing. Not a thing. That's
Would
why
you?
you're asking about it.
Hey,
Did you
would
see the
you
beginning?
own a robot? One of those Optimus robots? Optimus
Yep.
robot in your
Absolutely
home?
not.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Not me.
Yep. Absolutely. And I learned how to operate it inside and out as best I can. I would absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Nope. Not for me.
I'm an unsure.
you're in the I don't know category.
Yeah,
We
because
got a
I read a lot of
positive
the books.
yes, a
Could
positive
have been
no, and a
Terminator.
maybe.
It could have been Terminator, but the good guys are in control. If you want to
Mm.
believe in movies.
But now, maybe.
Bruce Pack's meat recall expands to 11 million pounds amid listeria risk. What is, oh,
That's a disease you get in prison.
I
I
thought I
believe
heard of
it's
it
a
before.
skin disease. Yes.
Skin
Yeah.
list, like on the affected products have been sent to distributors and food service providers nationwide, including restaurants and retailers.
Don't you feel wonderful now?
More than 100 killed, yes, and 50 injured after gasoline tanker explodes. Where was that? Why didn't I?
I was busy watching the Mets get their ass kicked for the last 3 hours.
Today? Oh no. No wonder my
Eight
husband didn't see.
nothing at home.
Yeah, at home.
That sucks.
Do they wear the stripes at home? Is that it? Or they only wear the
They were
stripes?
no, they were wearing the solid blue uniforms
No,
tonight.
there's a thing though. I think they only wear the stripes when they're out. At home they can wear whatever, but when they're out
No,
there,
that's the Yankees that wear the pinstripes, not the Mets.
oh yeah.
They're
See, I don't
both playing
understand.
tomorrow night,
They are both playing tomorrow.
Mm.
Yeah, but I thought
5 and 8.
they did it too. They wear black at home. Or gray. Or blackout. You're right, the pinstripes are the Yankees, but the I don't know. My husband knows all that shit. I am not a sports fan. I haven't been a sports fan for a long time. I know when I was 16, when I turned 16, I didn't have really I had Michelle. Michelle gave me a sweet 16 in her apartment. So let's just leave it at that. Um, waking up the next day walking over people was just about right. Um
What was she, 22 back then? 23?
she's 5.5 years older than I. So
Yeah,
she's about
22,
21.
23, yeah. Or 21, 22. I didn't meet her till she was 37, so.
We're gonna give away ages now. Let's not do that.
I didn't say how old she is now. I said I met her when she was 37. I didn't say how long I've
I
known her.
know, darling. Don't worry about it. What was the next subject, anyhow?
Well, that
Yeah,
was,
Social
Trump
Security.
Trump is vowing a federal ban on trans athletes participating in women's sports.
Absolutely should.
Yes, he did.
Yes. One
He's got
team just forfeited.
grandchildren too that are girls that are gonna uh
She
uh that want to participate in some sporting events
spoke,
too.
one is
So
17 and spoke at the Republican National Convention.
yeah, she's smart. I heard her. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's
And do you
good.
think she might not go into sports in
Yeah, there you
college?
go. There you go.
I
So
got two daughters.
why does she have to compete against the boy? Sorry,
They
sometimes you know what?
don't
Sorry,
have.
I'm sorry, but sometimes you're just not that good, and that's not what you should be participating in, even if that's what you want to do. Something you
Show
should
me,
be in.
show me one woman that transitioned to a man and dominated men's sports.
There you
Show me
go.
Well,
one.
that's the whole problem. Why is it so one-sided if it's the right way to do things,
It's
which of
Yeah,
not
course
the
it's
right
not.
way to do things.
Of
There are
course it's
two
not.
right.
genders. Stick with the one you were born with.
That's right.
Get over it.
They
Yeah,
were pushing it. It's a Satanistic thing. We've gone
right.
over
It's
this, but that
it's it's worse than that. They're making
Well,
whole teams, and
you can't
these girls
look,
depend on scholarships.
look.
They're forfeiting games.
Hey, you can't make us accept you for the way you are if you can't accept the way you are.
Right. I mean, they obviously don't accept the way they were. So
Right.
why should we accept
do
them
you
the way
do
they
you
become?
actually
That's
when
right.
it comes to these sports, do not rule out the fact that these people will do anything to be famous for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That is
Didn't
always
know
a
that.
fact.
There are other reasons. They could be
Aw.
paid to do it.
They have to be.
Th-
But who's
There's
paying for these operations?
right,
The
right, especially
We
the
are.
one
lifetime
that
of
came from
drugs.
Afghanistan. Are you guys kidding? It was Afghanistan or something, right, Joe? The one that beat the wrestler or the UFC or one of them.
No, no, no.
Boxer.
I forget. There was two of them.
It was Middle East. It doesn't matter. It was the Middle East. I'm
I think
pretty sure it
one
was.
was North African
No,
and one
right.
was
That was it. It
Middle
was
Eastern. Yeah.
African, but it was 80% a Muslim county.
Yeah, like Morocco,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Morocco.
But they drove
Morocco's
the
weird.
homosexuals off rooftops.
Yes, they did.
That's
So
why it
how
Because
has
they
to
don't believe
be.
in
they
that.
get
It's a secret
transition?
thing that they keep trying to get into, put into our faces, into our heads, into our children's heads. Because that's what they do. They worship Moloch, which is a male, female deity. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
The Hindus have male, female deities too,
The Hindu,
Do they?
yes, but
but they don't change their genders because of it.
All right.
they have like Shiva and
Yeah,
it's really,
Shiva.
yeah, it's like
Weird.
not really human looking as
No,
much. Some
they
of
got
it, but
like 8 arms.
yeah, like octopi looking.
You know what I heard?
Octopi.
I finally learned that octopi is not the plural of octopus.
Right. What is it?
It's octopuses.
Is it really?
Yeah, it really is. I thought octopi for years was the
Not
plural.
octopussy.
It's no, that would be James Bond.
I don't know how I do that, guys. I really don't know how I do it.
That's funny.
But it's to be funny, not really sexual.
No, that was actually a James Bond movie,
Yeah.
That's
Octopus.
why.
Yes, it
Yes.
was. Yes, it
You don't
was.
think
It
I know
sure
who
was.
Ian Fleming is? Come on.
Mhm.
All right. U.S. pharmacy chain announces it will shut down 1,200 stores by
Yeah.
2027. Who is
Oh,
that?
please, Walgreens is
That
going
is
down.
Walgreens. Again, they're going to
Is it
shut
China
down
owned?
more
Red
stores.
Lobster,
Is it?
Mhm.
Who the
CVS.
But yet
fuck
our
wants
economy is
fast
doing
food
so
fish?
good.
Fast food fish should
It's,
not be,
yeah, the
especially
economy is beautiful.
what?
Fuck it is.
Well,
No, me and Joe were joking.
yes, I
All
heard.
these stores are shutting down by the hundreds and thousands, and they say the economy is great. Look at the stock market.
Here's another
Yeah.
one. 75-year-old brand True Value files
True
for
value.
bankruptcy.
Yep.
Yes, True Value hardware stores. I used to go to them
Yeah.
in New
Can you
York.
believe
Yep.
that?
I prefer Ace, but
Can you believe? You know, when I was growing up, there was a True Value store. It was called Baldridge, and it was right around the corner from our house. We went there all the time. That's where we got all of our stuff when my dad was doing home repairs, and he had me doing those when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
We would
My dad
always go to
used to buy the
Baldridge.
stuff, stir the paint, and
Yep.
then go to the bar and let me and my brother do all the painting work.
You know what? My dad would we would get up and I swear to God, I would get up at about 5:30 in the morning because because we had 8 people in our family and then we only had one bathroom. So I
Oh,
would
you
get up and
better get up at 5:30.
I was because I was early to bed and early to rest, just the way it was, you know.
You
So
never
I would
built
take
an
my shower
outhouse when
first,
you were a kid?
huh?
You should have built an outhouse.
oh, for the
Well,
love.
yeah, I've took a shit in one of those before too.
Oh,
But anyways, but I would get up and I would take my shower and I get ready and everything. And my dad say, "Be ready by 8 o'clock." I say, "Okay, I'll be ready. I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm ready at 6:30. I'm ready to go. I've eaten breakfast, everything, right? I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. My dad's sitting at the kitchen table. He's reading his book, his newspaper, drinking coffee. And then about 7:30, right? He goes, I think I'll go get ready. So he gets up and he goes in the fucking bathroom. And he stays in there for 45 minutes. So I'll fucking slip out the back door and I cross the backyard, the fence, and go over to my friend's house, catch a buzz while he's getting ready. And he calls me at 10. He goes, "Where the hell did you go? I'm waiting over here for you."
I'm drunk as shit.
10 o'clock. My dad didn't drink.
No,
10
you
o'clock.
said you were drinking.
Nah, no, we were smoking pot.
Oh,
There you go.
Buzz.
Yeah, my
Buzz.
dad was supposedly getting ready, but here come 10 o'clock. We go to the job, okay? We'd go and it would be like to fix a wall. So he'd go, "All right, Joe, tear out all this wall, and we'll put the insulation up and sheetrock it." So I would have it done in about
I remember.
about an hour and a half. And I'd have it all mudded. I'd have it all done completely and totally, have it mudded. We'd leave, we'd go to lunch. He'd say he wanted to go to lunch. He would go home, we eat, and he'd go take a fucking nap.
My father would go to the bar.
Sounds about right.
He would get up,
Lunch,
my dad would get up at
nap.
3:30 in the afternoon. We'd go back to the job for 10 minutes and look at the wall. And we do a little bit of sanding on the wall. And then we would leave again and say, "We'll be back tomorrow." Every day it was like that. Every fucking day it was like that.
This was a job or at your house?
That was my dad. That was my job with my dad.
Oh, okay. So he did a sheetrocking home repair.
We'd do shit like that. We would do a door. We'd put a door in somebody's house. Closet doors. We do a bathroom.
Yeah, I used to do all this.
Stuff,
I
shit
could
like
talk about
that. Change a light.
construction all day, but not on
Yeah.
this show. So I just want to mention, Robert says Mets do have uniforms with pinstripes. So
Yeah.
I think it's
No.
I thought it was something. Yes, they do.
No,
But they wear black then, right? You didn't answer me about
it was black today, but that's
They
a
wear
brand
black
new
at home. It's
thing. They just
something, because
started
the
that
Yankees
this
do it.
year.
Malachi, isn't that Greek? Malachi. No,
Yeah,
probably
the Mets
African.
do have pinstripes.
It's a beautiful name, Malachi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mets have pinstripes.
Yes, sir. They
I'm freaking
absolutely
confused.
100% do.
It's only been like 20.
Show me the uniform,
Okay.
Because
You got
because I've
Toyota.
never seen it. I've been a Mets fan since 1969. The
Come on,
Yankees
brother.
are famous for pinstripes,
I
not the
know.
Mets.
All right.
I was trying to say
Hold
when I was
on.
16, Dad took me to
Where's Matt? There he is.
get me Derek Jeter's.
There you go, Matt.
I think it's number 16.
Look in your messenger, Matt.
You don't want me to go look at my messenger while I'm on there. Hang on.
Oh.
I just got it.
Who did you say was in had stripes?
They are wearing them in game 3. The Metropolitans, Mets, the Mutts, as I call them.
What year was this?
47.
They weren't around in 47. The Mets came in
They came
64.
after the Dodgers went to California.
Okay, hold on.
64. The
Okay.
Dodgers went in 60.
Okay, Matt.
57.
He
Hold
doesn't
on,
know
Matt.
baseball.
Matt,
Calm
don't
the
have a
fuck
cow
down,
now.
Matt. Stop being
Matt.
a fucking New Yorker.
This guy, there you go, Matt. That guy right there is not in from 47. Look at his long hair. That looks very, very like right now-ish. Okay. There you go.
Why did it say 47?
Because that's when that uniform was from.
But they
Here's a whole
weren't
bunch
in
of them.
existence till 1964.
Dude, you should look up these guys, man, because the Mets
Oh,
uniform from
Joe.
2023 still has stripes
Can
on
we
it.
move on?
Sure.
Yes.
Fuck me. Not really, though.
I was going to say, isn't that your husband's job?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is not a children's show. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of knew that. I saw you talking this morning about certain things that were not for children.
Yeah, well, none
I
of this
wouldn't
is
know
for
what those
children
are.
because I'm
matter.
talking about sacrificing children half the time. So how could it be? Yes, the New York Mets wear pinstripes to their home uniforms. That's what I was trying to say.
But I'm saying not so.
But I just Googled it.
Yeah, like I
Yes,
said,
the New
do
York
you hear what
Mets
you're
wear
saying?
pinstripes on their home uniforms, their
No.
home games. That's what I said in the very fucking beginning.
No.
The Mets' primary home uniform is a white jersey with blue pinstripes.
No.
What are you having? The Mandela effect? What is going
Did
on?
he, I think he forgot where he came from.
No. Doubtfully. Yankees wear pinstripes. They're famous for them. Nobody else wears pinstripes except the Yankees.
Oh, for the love of God. You know,
They've been wearing them since 1927.
I even bought one. I have one with pink. I have one that says Mets with the pink stripes. Here.
All
What do you,
right, now you're
Really?
talking. You see,
these are the home game shirts.
you're
Fuck are
talking
you talking about,
swag.
dude?
You're talking Met swag. You're not talking
He's
obvious.
You
wearing
know
it right
what?
here.
This is
That's
when
what's
this.
his fuck.
Oh, damn.
That's what's his name, the pitcher. He looks exactly like my nephew. There he is. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, there you go. There's the Mets.
It's a
Now look
home
up the
game.
Yankees. The Yankees used to wear a gray uniform. That's
Yes.
how I remember it.
The Mets wear
Me too.
black and the pinstripes. And they wear it to the home game.
They were at home tonight. They wore dark blue, no pinstripes.
I don't know. Maybe it's different when it's a freaking in the.
Yeah, they do. The Yankees have different
There you go.
uniforms too.
They're all
So
wearing pin.
they could look. They could
There's
have
the
a solid
blue,
shirt. There's a solid shirt right
and
there.
they have the
They
black.
there you go. Blue
Yeah,
and
they
black.
have the blue and the black.
The Yankees have gray
I'm
and
not going crazy. My
do
husband
they
is a
have
huge Met
another
fan
color,
too.
right? The Yankees.
Here, can we just take a break? Can we just?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Take a
You're
break
saying
from
the government has
baseball
created
talk.
weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, new world order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans and to control the rest.
Yes, sir. And that's my
Yeah,
belief.
look at my
As bizarre
message.
as that sounds, if somebody had told me that that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. As bizarre as that is, I would say that weather wars, and this is quoting actually Senator Claiborne Pell himself, that they are the greatest weapon ever created in the world, and that's the senator's own statement. So yes, I do stand on that.
Thank you.
I just want to point it out. I believe that says 95.
It was called Tornado Alley since the 1850s.
I think
They
so
had
too.
the
Yeah.
Dust Bowl
Mhm.
in the
Really one of our-
1920s.
You know what it is though? Like I said, there's a technology that we're missing that they totally shut out of our lives, and it might be very simple as rock and thread, you know.
I'm still trying to understand why we had the Middle Ages for hundreds of years before the Renaissance and then the Industrial Revolution.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because we had
Ours-
all this shit hundreds of years before that.
I've been saying that.
And
That's
then all of a
exactly
sudden,
the point
poof,
of the
disappeared.
conspiracy. Right. It doesn't make sense. How did we build all those structures hundreds of years ago and we can never build them today? Never.
Thousands.
Some of them were built with one stone.
Our construction equipment could not move one of those stones.
Boulders.
Our modern construction
I
equipment.
agree. I
Mm.
agree.
They've tried and they've failed. The crane tips over. Can't do it.
I'll have to show my picture of me in by Stonehenge. They're humongous. These
And yes, and without even the wheel the Egyptians allegedly built the pyramids. So that means no wenches, no.
No, they had to have the wheel
That's
there.
impossible.
They had to have the wheel there.
There's no amount of people you could squish in front of that rock to pull it. That's impossible.
No,
You
they
have to
say,
have 1,000,000 or so.
and they
How
said
do you do that with that
10,000 did.
rope? And people, we've been fooled by the bad guys. You know what I think when I say the bad guys? I go to talk my baby voice, so it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. There are Satanists. These Satanists are no-nos. We're
Yes, we have
as a
regressed.
society, exactly.
Yes.
Rob.
We have.
We definitely have regressed. That's for sure.
That's
Yes.
it's one of my biggest
It's a
fears,
shame.
and a lot of people will blame it on religion. Oh, because we're such a religious society that we couldn't. I never heard any priest say, "Stop, halt the factory of science. Tesla can't build his robots." I've never heard that. I mean, unless you're talking about Galileo times or Socrates, where they were poisoned and arrested for their beliefs. I mean,
They
maybe
were
that's not
building robots in the 1500s. I think Leonardo da Vinci built one for a king, a robotic lion
yes.
that actually walked and roared.
I didn't know about the voice, but I could believe it. I could believe it. But again,
Don't
remember
ask
who
me
I said
how.
had the book? Who had one of Da Vinci? He probably has more than one, but he had
Yeah,
one of Da Vinci's most expensive books was Bill Gates.
the one with him describing the anatomy of man, because he used
Mechanical
to
Man,
actually pay
maybe.
people to dig up freshly dug graves
So we could
and
study them.
dissect them. Yes,
Mhm.
that's the only way you advance
I
in
know.
medical science.
You know
Mm-hmm.
who else does that?
It
Satanists.
sounds
I'm
macabre,
just-
but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
How
I
do
don't
you
think we
know
should be. I
where
don't think our
everything
people
is
should
and
be
what
under the
everything
dirt.
does?
Well, that's why they brought the Nazis over.
Yeah, well, they did different kind of experiments. They
But they
love
did.
twins.
Yeah.
Mengele loved twins for some reason.
But they still did them.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Very,
they were
very
ugly
bad.
experiments.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Anything else for tonight? Do you have anything else, Joe?
always got more.
Well, I'm
You
fine with
want more?
calling it, but
More is good.
we will do the flat Earth. I talked
I
to.
can't wait. I've been researching that. And
Oh,
it
wow,
is
what's this?
nonsense.
What is that?
I can't wait to hear their valid
But- all right.
explanations on the
Listen,
flat
this
earth
is
theory.
not about mocking. All right.
I'm not mocking.
Where are you watching your stuff? Just curious.
All over the place.
Just find one on Rumble.
Rumble,
two.
Truth Social, better than that. I go actually to archives and books.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you
Good.
explain a people have circumnavigated the globe in boats, and you're telling me there's an ice wall at the end of the earth, and that the Arctic Circle is in the middle of
Very
the earth?
good. You have been doing your research.
Yes,
Correct.
I have, and it's
Correct.
nonsense.
But they also believe over the wall is more land. There's other
But what
creatures.
about the bottom?
What about it?
If you circumnavigate the water and have circumnavigated the globe in a plane, you can clearly see that it is round.
But you see, they're going to tell you again, they're going to tell you that's fisheye lenses, the way our eyes are constructed, the way the planes windows are constructed, the
And I'm going to
contours.
say
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yes.
Well, a fisheye lens is proven to make it just that. I mean,
They
there's
didn't
no,
have
you can ask
fisheye
any
lenses
photographer.
when Magellan circumnavigated the globe in a boat, in a wooden
How
boat
the hell
with
did he know he
sails.
was circumnavigating? How did he know he wasn't going in a circle? Remember, they
No,
believed
no.
in the flat earth back then. They didn't believe in
But
the
they
round earth.
knew the
So
difference
you can't
between
use that circumnavigated. Listen, just listen to me for 1 second. All right. You can have something, um, you can have something round and still be flat.
yes, a coin
So
is a
of course, you
perfect
can
example.
circumnavigate this way or
No,
outside the donut.
it's not. They have
I'm
compasses and they went in one direction and ended up back where they started from.
Bye, Joseph. Have a good night. Which would happen on a round surface. What are you talking
No,
about?
it wouldn't.
Why not?
If you're going directly west or east, you would not go around in a circle unless it was a globe.
Interesting.
Well, how would you know? I mean, in such a
Look at the
vast.
face of a coin. If you went west, you'd fall off the edge of the coin. If you went east, you'd fall off the edge of the coin. North, south, same thing.
I mean, I see it too, and that's they will have better answers. I don't have the answers. But you see,
I'll
okay,
have
let
better
me tell it
questions.
to you this way. Let me tell it to you this way. In the last 100 years or so, they never let us go all the way to the east or the west. How's that for an answer?
Says who?
Says me. They killed the last guy that went to Antarctic, and he was a general, and he wanted to go back, and he said there's gonna be so much new
He was actually an
technology and
admiral, Admiral Byrd,
yes, or admiral, sorry, admiral, right? Because he was a ship,
which is a Navy general. So you're pretty much correct.
whatever, but still, right? And then they had a paper, a ticket day parade for him, and then they said no, you can't go back. So they really don't. They don't let you go all the way east or west. They don't.
Who
Or
does?
north or south.
Hmm.
In fact, that's what they'll bring up. I'm just telling you what they're going to bring up.
And
Dana will
I'm
bring
just
up the
telling you
fact
it's
that certain
nonsense.
flight
Who
patterns.
who
Listen,
does
listen.
not allow people to go east or west?
Are you allowed to walk into the Egyptian pyramids?
Yes, some people
No, you're
do.
not. No, you're not.
Not me personally, but some people have.
Right. The bad people. Like, come
Not
Hey,
on.
always.
did you
Hello.
guys
This is what
know?
I'm talking about.
Hey,
People can go
listen,
there, but they're bad.
did you know
Good
that there was
guys.
a guy? There was a guy that parachuted across the pyramid in Giza,
I said that. I said that on one of our lives a while ago.
and there was a dog on top.
There's
A
writing.
dog.
There's
There
writing.
was a dog on top.
I've seen cows on roofs. So
I don't know how it got up there.
what's that
That's
How'd it
got to
get up
do with
AI.
there?
the
That's
world being
AI.
round?
No. The guy that flew over, he did it a couple of times. I watched him a few times. He flew over and he proved that there's writing on top of the uh some of the Egyptian
They're
pyramids.
on the rocks. Right.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
the dog or something is an additive. Like I could do something like that, you know. No, there's no dog sitting on
Yeah,
top.
but first off, it was covered in limestone when it was originally built, and it had a gold cap,
The limestone
triangular
is
cap
underneath,
on it,
and mercury is underneath the limestone.
and all that was stolen to build
They
houses when
cannot
the
still.
empire fell.
A lot of the limestone is still underneath. That's why it still has power.
No, it
Supposedly.
was shining white, and you could see it for miles in each direction.
Well, a
It was a
sandstorm would
power
kind of.
plant, is what it was.
I, I I've heard so many different theories, so I don't know. But what I do know is that it's odd. We're not being told the truth about these places.
That
Yeah,
is for sure.
that's a fact.
That's what it is. So there's no point in arguing. It's more a discussion, Matt.
Mhm.
All right,
Well,
good
who's
night, brother
arguing?
Robert. We're going to sleep too. God, you're just a New Yorker. You are. Fucking
Who
annoying.
goes to sleep?
I'm annoying too.
It's only
Not
12:30.
us.
I got
I'm
things
not
to do,
going to
places
sleep
to go,
after
people
this.
to see, man. Come on. No,
At
I'm working on a few
12:30
projects. I got
a.m.
Yeah.
what?
I was so used to getting up at 5 a.m. and being at work at 6 o'clock. I had to be at school at 7:30 in the morning. I had to walk there.
And I had shoes, and they were made out of tissue paper, and it
No,
was
and I
snowing. We had
walked
60
uphill both
degrees.
ways in the snow.
I had to walk to school in the snow.
Both uphill both ways, like me.
I went to Catholic school, and we weren't allowed to wear more than
2
stockings.
blocks.
So fuck off.
My school was 2 blocks from my house.
Oh, mine was
My
about half a mile,
elementary and my
quarter
junior
mile.
high school were both 2 blocks from my house.
Yeah,
My
same
high
school.
school was 0.9 miles away.
Oh,
No,
no, it
I
was
had
farther
2
than that.
separate schools.
It would take me
My
almost
yeah.
5 hours to go to round trip to go to college, no matter where I was. 5 fucking hours. Shut up.
Did you go to Fordham too?
Nah, they couldn't afford me. Couldn't afford after
How
after
come Michelle
racing.
got to go?
Shut up.
Shut up. I like that. That's a good answer.
I went
Yeah.
to the College of Staten
And I'm
Island, and
the
I can
one
never be
from
more
Brooklyn,
grateful
right?
because I made it really big with the art people there.
Yeah.
I learned from the best, man.
But
And I
didn't you
have
get a scholarship? I've seen your artwork on the bars.
Yeah.
yeah, I have
Is it still there?
3 or 4
Unless
scholarships.
it's covered by graffiti
College.
now. I don't know.
No, no, the places that I've painted are now gone.
No.
That was all the way from 69th to 86th, right? On Fifth Avenue.
What was 69th Tate?
Your paintings.
Oh, all over, all over. I don't know. I would even go out and paint like the old fire pulleys. You know, I clean them up and paint them. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
The ones on the corners
The ones on the corner. You don't
where
see
you
them too
call the
much
fire
anymore.
department, you pull the
That's
switch
correct.
down. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. They took down all the phones, but for some reason they left those. So I went down with my paints and I painted one of them. I put an actual fire station there, and I put like red, white, and blue sky or something. I don't
And they
remember.
didn't bust you for graffiti?
No. No, people were happy. They were keeping it clean.
All your paintings look nice.
Thank
And
you.
then other people caught on and did likewise. You got to see Hollywood, Florida. Every street you go down,
Yeah.
every alley is a mural, and
Yeah.
they are
Well,
spectacularly done.
Dumbo. You've been to Dumbo, Brooklyn?
Yes, in Manhattan, yeah.
No, Brooklyn.
Oh, right, Dumbo under Manhattan Bridge.
That's right. Now, that's where Peter Luger's is. That's where Trump loved Peter Luger's. My aunt used to work
I
there.
love Peter Luger's. I've been there like 10 times.
You might have met my aunt. My aunt worked there in the 90s. Maybe early 2000s.
That's when I went in the 90s and 2000s because our boss used to take us there. And then I used to take
Definitely, yeah, it was
girlfriends
the
there.
early 2000s. That's right, because I went on a date there too.
And you had to sit at the
Not
bar,
cheap, guys. That's why
no
Trump
credit
likes it.
cards,
He likes the
no
sauce, Peter Luger's sauce.
reservations,
Yeah,
except
all
if
right.
you were rich.
It's a small little place, but
Yeah.
they make damn good steak. And I don't eat steak anymore, so let's shut up. I don't eat meat
Ah,
anymore. It
vegan.
sucks.
That's a vegan problem. We don't want to hear about that.
It's been fine. I've had no problem, which is
Faneuil Hall in Boston, in the Boston Commons, had this colonial restaurant. Everybody dressed like it was the 19th century, and the kitchen was literally in the middle of the restaurant. They served you prime rib an inch thick, and they gave you a butter knife, and it went right through it like butter.
Right. You know what
That's how good it was.
Did you ever go to medieval times? I loved medieval times.
No, I've never done a medieval thing.
It's like you go and sit there. I mean, it smells like horses because obviously the show and
It smelled like horse shit, not
Right.
horses.
well, it smells like both really, but it's really old fashioned. Like they'll put down these tin plates and they'll just first they'll give you soup and then they'll slop on this shit and then they give you like a turkey.
I was gonna
You
say
can
the
have,
big
like, 2 or
turkey
3
legs.
choices.
It's a
Yeah.
Cornish game hen.
No, not the turkey legs they
No,
give you.
they
That's
give
no
you a
Cornish.
Cornish
Well, they do
game
that at the
hen.
Renaissance
I
fairs. They'll
have
give you
eaten
this-
Cornish game hens.
There's
I've
small
eaten
That's what
Cornish
they
game
give
hen.
you.
but they also give you the giant turkey legs.
No, we didn't get
Yeah,
that. We got
that's
the
the big
Cornish
thing.
game hen.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
And mutton.
Right.
They love to give you mutton
Yeah.
at medieval things.
Yeah, they had that was the choices: mutton, chicken, turkey, something like that. There's not many choices, but
Yeah.
then you
It
watch the
was
show and
medieval times.
there's
Yeah.
4 different sections, like
We were the
blue
royalty.
or the red section.
We were the
I got
white.
pictures with the king, yo. I'm hooked
Yeah.
up. I do. Me and John, we were.
We were the white.
And the queen. Don't forget the queen.
Queen wasn't there. I wonder what happened to her.
I don't know.
That's here somewhere. My mother.
Maybe
had
maybe the king was Henry VIII.
Henry VIII. I am Henry VIII. I
He
am.
cut off many
I
a
am.
wife's head.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one day too. If he didn't fuck him so much, most likely, I hate to be so fucking just sorry. If he didn't try so hard, most likely he would have had a boy. It was scientifically proven, I don't know, years ago that the more you do it, the less likely you are to have male. Most likely you'll have female.
Well, how come my first 2 are males?
Listen, it doesn't work for everybody. Some people stick their leg off the bed or open the window or stick their butt in the air. That's an old joke, guys.
Yeah, I
know
think you're
I'm-
getting what you're getting, whether
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like it or not.
No.
I don't give a shit what position you're in.
Okay. Enough of that, but it's time to say goodnight that's enough. I was gonna tell a joke now, I don't remember it. Thanks.
My pleasure.
Um, okay, guys.
Toodaloo.
All
I'm
right.
so ashamed of myself, but I'm not. That's the problem.
Da.
I love you guys. All right, everybody ready to say goodnight?
Same
Yeah, love you
here.
guys. Thanks for watching.
All
Debbie
right.
and
Peace out,
Joseph
man.
and
Have a great
Robert and
night,
whoever
guys.
else. There was a couple people in the chat.
Yeah.
And
Y'all too. Even the guys
Matt-
in the chat and the girls in the chat. Say goodnight.
yeah, well, they did. They
Say
said
goodnight, Gracie.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Gracie.
Gracie.
good night, Matt. Thanks for joining us, and we
He's
shall
fine.
see you soon. Right?